Hi folks, my name is Dr. Don Brady. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and for the past 30 years I've been talking on sports-related concussions. I also conducted the first study of National Football League players of concussion, knowledge of concussions. Since it's football season, and I know people are getting into it with the bowl playoffs at the college level, and now they're even talking about who's going to be in the Super Bowl, I'd like to raise a few questions for you, because I think what I have found is many people still are not fully aware of many of the negative effects of sports-related concussions and how they can come back to haunt you later on in life. And I'd like to also mention that we forget about the violent play that occurs in football. Walter Cronkite in the 60s talked about the violent world of sandpop, if people were familiar with that. But as I talked with Dave Megacy, a former SU player, and went on to the pros, and also a well-known author, he talked about, Don, football is a violent sport. I found some research that talked about a receiver, NFL receiver, catching the ball, and he was hit at an impact of 25 miles an hour. Now, if both people are running, you could have a 55 mile collision. That's significant. I'm not trying to scare you people, but I think it's important for you to know that as much fun there can be and much enjoyment there can be from watching the finesse, the elite athletes participate and demonstrate their skills, we have to think of the long-term repercussions of this. And we're talking not only the regular injuries, the knees, the backs, the shoulders, but also the brain, since you only get one brain. And kind of ironically, at one time, they talked about the idea that if you only had one kidney, one eye, you shouldn't play sports anymore if one got damaged. But we only start with one brain. So maybe we have to think about what risk are we putting our brain at, and is it worth it? So, I think too, perhaps if we really look at the research and the accurate research, we're going to find out it's really not worth the risk in the long run, and that perhaps football will be disappearing from the landscape down the line, because people will say, I don't want to have my brain at risk, or my son or daughter's brain at risk. Thanks for listening.